Independence Day Resurgence is a sequel to the 1996 film Independence Day, which I'm not sure if you guys are gonna like to hear because I'm not sure what the reception of that movie still is, but it's actually one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not joking you, like I watch it every July 4th. Independence Day Resurgence is directed again by Roland Emmerich and stars Liam Hemsworth, Jeff Goldblum, Jesse T. Usher, Bill Pullman, and Makia Monroe. And that's like, there's a lot more people, but that's like the main cast. We also have Brett Spiner back, who I'm not the only one who thought he was dead, right? We all thought he was dead, but no, he's not dead. So, the film takes place 20 years after the events of the first film. And now, after we defeated the aliens, we've actually taken their technology and applied it to our own technology. So now, we have a new kind of world where it's like, I mean, it's kind of, there's flying cars, or not really, like there's still cars. It's weird. We kind of only get to see the military use of the technology, but regardless. So, of course, those aliens come back again, and in normal sequel fashion, they come back bigger and badder. And there's a scene when Jeff Goldblum is looking at the new alien ship, and he goes like, that's bigger than the last one. So it's kind of just sequel, everything's got to be bigger and badder. And that's really all I could say, not getting into spoiler territory. So let me just talk about the characters. Jeff Goldblum returning as David Levinson. He does a good job. Although the character feels less like David Levinson and kind of more like Jeff Goldblum, if that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't feel like the character, more feels like the actor. Liam Hemsworth was actually my favorite out of the new cast, which I'm going to just put this out here. They were all cardboard cutouts. They really didn't have that much personality, but as far as cardboard cutouts were, he was fine. Like, you had your stoic heroes, you had your stoic female hero, you had the best friend. It's, kind of like what we had in the first movie, except whereas in there, the actors were able to take it to another level. These ones, not really. So they kind of just come off as cardboard. Now then, how's the film overall? The movie, I felt, had a lot of great ideas, but we didn't really get to see them. Take, for instance, that alien technology. As I said before, we really only get to see its military use. Now, I'm assuming that technology has been applied to everyday life, but that's just me. The film never shows us. We only get to see it from the military perspective, and that was something I kind of didn't like, because it's like, we see these new flying helicopters, and then Jeff Goldblum's just in a normal Humvee. It's like, okay. As far as character relations go, it's kind of basic. Like, we kind of get backstory, but it's like really quick, and it's kind of unnatural, where it's like people are talking about past events to people who already know the past events. That way the audience can learn these past events, which is not what the first film did. I always remember the scene from the first film when Jeff Goldblum, his dad, and his ex-wife are in the Oval Office, and she's talking about the time Jeff Goldblum punched the president because the dad doesn't know the story, and therefore the audience gets to learn the story in a natural way. Here, it's unnatural. No one talks like that. No one's like, hey, buddy, you already know the story, but let me just talk about this story. And I'm gonna have to do a spoiler review in like a couple of weeks, because the climax of this movie just was underwhelming. It just felt like they were building up to something, and then like they just didn't deliver. It was almost like they shot the movie, forgot to shoot the climax, and then Roland Emmerich is watching the early cut of the movie, and he's just like, oh my god, I forgot to shoot the climax, and he called all the actors up. He's like, let's do it real quick. So, with a kind of good beginning, we get a little bit of setup with the aliens and the new technology. There are a few cool spaceship battles, but I don't know why. It's different from the first film, where in the first film, we kind of just had this like tension because it was like our normal aircrafts versus these alien crafts, and it's like we're outmatched technologically. How are we supposed to beat them? Whereas here, it's like they're kind of evenly matched. So it's like it's also difficult sometimes to tell which is the human ships and which is the alien ships. Yeah. So with the underwhelming climax and the okay beginning, the not so good characters, I'm really sad to say I'm gonna have to give this movie a C. It's right on the cusp of being good, but it really just fell apart for me at that climax. It just didn't deliver. So, those are my thoughts on Independence Day Resurgence. What did you guys think of it? Comment below to give your thoughts and opinions. I'm going to be getting a review up of the first Independence Day, and look forward to, in probably a week, 2 weeks, giving people time to see the movie, I'm going to be doing a spoiler discussion on this movie, alright? So, see you guys then.